Hey YouTube, what's going on? So I wanted to make a vlog and update you guys and let you know what's going on with my whole Alexa thing. Um, a little shift has happened. Maybe a massive shift. I don't know. Little, massive. But the XR module upgrade is not happening anymore. I've decided not to do it. Granted, I do have both cameras in my possession. I'm going to show them to you guys in a minute. Um, but I just decided in the long run, the current state that my working Alexa is built is I kind of have the best of both worlds right now. I have a dual S by S slot for ProRes 4x4 in 2K, and I also have an onboard codecs recorder that gives me the full ability of doing codecs or Arri raw. Sorry, the codecs does the Arri raw. I'm tired. So what am I doing? I'm still kind of upgrading it. So let me pull up my working Alexa here, and it's built. So one thing that I noticed in inspecting my Alexa Plus is that there are three support screws on the back behind the battery plate that help fit this side panel in, and all of the threaded locking points on this thing are busted. So when I took the battery plate off, all those screws just fell out. Thankfully, my trusty Auto Nemens, which I got this monitor from, they had some spare side S by S plates for the Alexa that had never been used before in brand new condition, and they're sending them out to me. So I'm going to replace that and have that working again. The exhaust fan on the back I swapped out from the broken XT that I have. That alone was worth the price of admission in buying the broken XT because that fan upgrade that you used to be able to do, which oh my god, is it night and day difference. And it allows the camera to perform a lot better, and the fan is super fucking quiet compared to the old Alexa fan. It has no, for whatever reason, my original Alexa's fan had a problem keeping up with the RPMs, so it would it would rev up and then it would just fail, and then it would rev up and then it would fail. And the XT fan, oh my god, quiet. It's insane. Amazing. So that in itself made me very happy. But here is the sad, broken Alexa, which I have turned on here. You can see it's running a bunch of fucking errors because this whole sensor block has been severed from the rest of the camera. All the ribbon cables and everything are gone. The sensor itself, as you can see right there, has been smashed in. This camera is not working. It is, but it's not. Like, you can't film with it. You can go through all the menus. You can fiddle with all the settings and stuff. It's like maybe a live action training module for the menu system. The XR module and its logic board is intact though, so that can be transferable if I wanted it to. I've just decided at this point in time right now I'm not going to do it. And so it's a little superficial things here and there I've replaced to make my Alexa that much better. But let me shut this XT off because I don't want to. I know there's like a logic board in there that had some silver capacitors that were like falling off because someone probably just like took a screwdriver to it or something. I don't really want to, I don't want anything to happen. So just turn that on for you guys for a minute just to show you that it at least had power. It just can't see anything, which is unfortunate. But yeah, so I'm either going to try to sell this to somebody that I know that repairs Alexas and just sell it to him and he can use it as parts as he see fits for clients of his to repair cameras down the road. Or I'm just going to hold on to this camera and if anything were to break down, like a button or an SDI port or something like that, I can easily transfer that from this camera to this camera. Um, so that's essentially what's going on with my Alexa project. So it is getting some minor upgrades and refurbishing upgrades, if you will, but the XR upgrade is not happening as of right now. I reached out to Arri a couple days ago, canceled my service appointment with them. I just decided in the long, because I looked at everything from a budgetary standpoint, and as cool and as fun as it is to have like an even nicer toy, right? The logistics of it for me, both just in general and also financial, it just doesn't make sense. I could absolutely do it, but I feel like in the way and the types of projects that I'm looking at, you know, getting more into in my freelance work, having S by S media is actually going to benefit me more than having to solely rely on codex drives. Um, it's just not, and the cost of the codex drives. I mean, the cheapest one that I could find was like 250 gigs, and it was like $700 on eBay. Then you have to spend an additional $800 or $900 on the media reader. It's like reinvesting in codex all over again when I've already done that once. And so it's a matter of like getting creative of like, well, you could take the codex recorder and put it in a backpack, or build something that has a mount where you can slide it on your back, and then you just kind of umbilical cord the codex to the Alexa, something like that, if you want to do it that way. I mean, I have all of the pieces available to me to get everything that I possibly can out of this version of the Alexa already. So, as amazing as it would be to like have something where it's like, oh, whatever, like everything's in one, one solid unit, no cables running everywhere. The logistics of sending the camera to Arri for 2 to 3 weeks, getting the upgrade done, then buying the media, then buying the media recorder, the media reader for my Mac. Um, when I've already got one codex reader and I've got a plethora of S by S cards, from divided between this camera and the Sony EX1 that I never fucking use, but it uses the same media as the Alexa. Um, I just looked at it and was like, I already have everything. Why do I need to invest more money in things that in technology that I already am capable of being able to do? I mean, there literally is nothing. It's just taking what I already have and unifying it into a different system that, to me, both logically and financially right now in my situation, just when I got out of the honeymoon phase of the idea of doing this, it just isn't logical. If I didn't have the codex recorder, okay, then it'd be like, well, I'm getting Arri Raw. That's a huge advantage, right? Like whether for my personal artwork or any jobs that I get contracted out to do. But 9 times out of 10, most of the contracted work or almost, let's just say all of the contracted work, unless it's like something super fucking special, which I doubt, is going to be ProRes. So having the ability to dual swap and live action swap two cards in the middle of like a wedding or a music video or something, it just is it's more practical and it's more cost effective for me, because odds are the codex is going to stay exactly where it's been in the realm of my personal artwork, which is not making me money, and it's something that I'm just kind of enjoying as a personal artist. And I'm looking at branching out and really kind of stepping on the pedal of doing more contracted based videography work, which I haven't done in quite a long time this year, and kind of get back in. I've got a wedding in Chicago in June. I've got a couple other things down the pike here in Denver for a friend of mine, his job. And so, you know, looking at things logically, it's like, well, I'm not gonna completely just permanently convert my camera to where it relies only on codex media. I feel like I'd be shooting myself in the foot at the budget that I have. Um, so some other things that I've invested in, which are not here yet, is I got one of those easy rigs to take the weight off of my hands and put them on my back. So that will be arriving relatively soon. Like I said, I'm going to replace the entire S by S side panel of my Alexa with a brand new one, um, which will be great. And I can get those screw mounts in the back completely repaired, which is awesome. And then I have a set of the Arri handles that were made for the Alexa and their film cameras that have the built-in start stop switch. So I've got that coming as well. So yeah, that is basically the skinny of what is going on with all of that. So as things progress, I will come back and update you. But yeah, so it is kind of a bummer. Like I will tell you right now, I have been around quite a lot of gear in my life. and I'm well aware of the kind of standard operating procedure of decommissioning equipment at Panavision. Um, my only guess is that this was probably being rented out either from Panavision Hollywood, which just recently closed. So they probably were liquidating and decommissioning all of the gear in that facility that they didn't end up moving to their Woodland Hills location. But that's usually the MO of Panavision. Quick rant before I end this vlog. It really pisses me off that they do this. I understand that they have made their return on investment on this gear. They have more money than they know what to throw at. But to do this and damage a perfectly good piece of gear, and then try to scrap it, it really fucking pisses me off because this could have gone to somebody who had the means to keep, give it new life or give it a second life past its Hollywood days of being a rental. Um, but just so you guys are aware, if you ever are on eBay and you're looking for equipment, if you see a camera that has this right here where it says property of, and then it has the camera model and then a different serial number and then a big etching in the middle. Panavision's name used to be right here. Panavision's name also used to be right here. They etch out their name. They have quite a distinct pattern of doing that. I've owned quite a few decommissioned pieces from Panavision. And then they'll usually go as far as trying to make the camera inoperable so that you can never use it again. So they'll do things like smashing out the sensor, completely severing it out. Thankfully, the Sony F900 that was Panavized that I had about 8 years ago, they didn't do that extensive amount of damage to it. So I was actually able to get some use out of the camera. But I've heard of them taking sledgehammers to red epics and or red bodies and stuff like that. Even pieces of equipment that they didn't make themselves. Sony cameras, Arri cameras, red cameras, lenses. It doesn't. I don't like the mentality of, well, it was ours and nobody else can have it, nobody else can use it, and you can go fuck yourself. I don't believe in that. I think that's fucking stupid. So, as much as I love Panavision's legacy of what they've created in terms of lensing and film cameras and maybe a little bit of their digital imaging, the way that they go about decommissioning their owned equipment once they don't want to rent it or you don't see any need to hold on to it anymore is fucking it's childish and it's stupid. So this is what happens when Panavision decommissions a camera. It's really fucking sad. So that's it. That's all I got. You guys have a good week this week, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.